It's 1988, going back in time, 2 in the morning. I'm wearing hospital greens. My waist is weighted down by a variety of pagers. I have on a name tag. Not surprisingly, it has my name on it. Richard Snyder, MD, resident anesthesiology, Stanford. My mother would be so proud. I'm standing at the threshold of the patient waiting area for the ICU. 10 minutes before, I had been in the ICU at a patient code, but unfortunately, the patient could not be resuscitated. And then my senior resident and attending got called away to another emergency, and I was given the job of telling the patient's family what had just happened. I step into the patient waiting area. That was not on the screen there. There are so many people in here. There must be a human being on every single piece of furniture, and they're all looking at me. One of them gets up and starts walking towards me. She's older than me. She's got gray and black hair. She stops right in front of me and she says, "I'm her sister." All I could think about what to do in that situation was somewhere along the line, someone told me, no medical jargon. Whatever you do, no medical jargon. Your sister just died. Thump. She literally collapsed unconscious right in front of me. Needless to say, not one of my finer moments as a doctor. So thinking about that situation, and it's tough no matter what, but how many of you, show of hands, would be pretty confident, not supremely confident, just pretty confident about how you would have handled that situation? Just me? Okay, some of the senior folks, excellent. So fingers on hands, how many years do you think it took you to get to that level of confidence? I'm going 20, 10, 10, 10, excellent. So the question is, does it need to take that long? Can this stuff be taught, or is it just a matter of trial and error over many years? For me, for the last 23 years, I've been in private practice, like Dr. Gaba said, and I've been a solo provider doing my own cases. I've supervised residents, nurse anesthetists. I've been a department chief, and I have seen time and time again how you can be perfect in the science of healthcare, yet still have a bad outcome because of communication failure. I'm not the first person to have made this observation. I wanted to be the first person, but I wasn't. The ACGME got ahead of me. As you know, they made communication and interpersonal skills one of the 6 core competencies. So communication, really important, right? So why is it that when we try to teach it, and we're about to practice nonverbal communication because I'm going to click and Michelle's going to click. Why is it that when we try to teach communication, the reaction of many of our students is something like this? Right? That's like my daughter being asked to take out the garbage. Click. Rose, why the eye roll? It's my con moment. Why the eye roll? Why the eye roll? Well, I want to give you 3 good reasons for the eye roll. Eye roll reason number 1. Click. Cognitive overload. Click. Here's 2 summary pages from 2 well-regarded curricula for communication for us healthcare providers. Notice they're hard to read. And these are just the summary pages. There's these hefty volumes of instructions that are attached to these. If you give students every single one of these communication tasks, it ends up being like your world's worst ski lesson. Any skiers here? Some of you probably had those lessons. I know I have. You know, face down the hill, arms out in front, elbows at right angles. Make your body into a letter C. Pressure the outside ski. Bend the knees, relax the shoulders, tighten up the core. Oh. You know, at the end of a ski lesson like that, you've got one frustrated student who hasn't gotten any better. Eye roll reason number 2. Habit change versus something new. A lot of something new in the Ignite formats here. Learning something new is fun. Changing a habit, not fun. And communication is a habit. It's a lifetime of ways of talking to people, and nobody likes to be told to change something they've been doing a long time. Eye roll reason number 3. It's personal. Communication is intensely personal. It's who you are. You've seen this guy before. I love that slide. It's who you are. You've been doing it your whole life. You're really good at it. And then someone tells you to change the way you talk. It's tantamount to being told that there's something wrong with you. It's threatening and it provokes defenses. The fact is, there are no communication trainings out there for us healthcare providers that are so good that they've been universally adopted. So maybe the eye rolls are justified. Maybe it is trial and error. The only way. That's how I learned it. After 20 years in practice, something happened, and I learned that trial and error is not the only way. Here's what happened. I was turning 50. I got this crazy idea. I was going to do a one-man show, which Dr. Gaba alluded to, which was crazy because I'm not a theater person. I had never done anything like that. It was terrifying. You think going into an operating room is a challenge. Try doing this kind of stuff. And the potential for epic humiliation was vast. So I did what I normally do when I'm afraid of something. I signed up for classes. I signed up for acting classes. And it was there that I learned a secret. That acting people know how to teach people to be great communicators. Who knew, right? I should have known. Click. Excellent. Professional actors, the Olympic athletes of communication. These folks can connect to you deeply across the distance of a huge theater, across time on a movie screen. Wouldn't it be great if we could connect at this level of mastery? Well, we can if we train for it. These people trained for it. They took classes to get this good. Now I know, as a doctor, I don't need to be in the Book of Mormon, although that would be cool. But I do benefit from doing the exercises. It's like going to the gym. Let's face it, I'm never going to be Michael Phelps. Although I want to be Michael Phelps. But I do benefit from going to the gym. And one more area where they teach people to be great communicators, the business sector. Click. Awesome. Forbes magazine. Do Starbucks employees have more emotional intelligence than your physician? Ouch. That's not fair. Except the fact is sometimes they do, right? Just go to a doctor's office, right? All right, so there is so much here that we can use.